You know that saying from The Hobbit? If you look for something, you usually find something, but it's not always the thing you are after. That's the perfect way to describe what happened in southern France back in 2015. A paleoanthropologist named Ludovic Slemack had spent nearly 20 years digging in the Rhine Valley, searching for clues about ancient humans. After that long, you'd expect him to be ready for anything. But he found something that completely upended our understanding of the past. It wasn't some grand skeleton. What Slemack first unearthed was just a small piece of a jawbone. Not exactly glamorous, right? But tiny fossils can hold massive stories. This one belonged to a Neanderthal who lived about 42,000 years ago. At the time, the team had no idea this small fragment would eventually rewrite a huge chunk of human history. But that's often how it works in science. The quietest finds end up making the most noise. Over the next few years, Slemack and his team kept finding more pieces of the same individual. He even joked that every digging season, all they'd find was a single lonely tooth. But slowly, these tiny fragments started to paint a bigger picture. The Neanderthal was nicknamed Thorin after Tolkien's stubborn dwarf king. The name was fitting because Slemack believed this individual represented the end of an era, one of the last members of an isolated group of Neanderthals, fading away as their species declined. The location itself, a cave called Grotte Mandarin, feels symbolic. Its layers of sediment tell stories of different occupations over thousands of years. And right there in one of those layers was Thorin. He was so close in time to the arrival of modern humans that the two species almost certainly met. Yet, as the DNA would later show, he was part of a genetically distinct group, a world apart. When the team finally managed to sequence Thorin's genome, it made them stop and stare. The DNA didn't match any known Neanderthal lineage. It was completely unique. This wasn't just another Neanderthal. It was a member of a previously unknown population. This discovery challenges the old idea that Neanderthals were a single, uniform group that simply vanished. Instead, it suggests there were multiple, distinct groups, each with its own story, its own fate, and maybe even its own final stand. Thorin wasn't just the last of his kind, he was the first of a kind we never knew existed. Thanks for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into our ancient past. See you next time.